Well, judging by the way the Tennet's lining up, they're obviously kicking off this half.
Yeah.
Going deep for Noristown will be Johnny Johnson. You have Damian Jones and number 5, Willie Anderson. I believe the last time they kicked off, they kicked it to John Reddy, so this young man may not be one of the stronger kickers around. He doesn't take a very deep approach at the ball either, about 5 yards back. Now he kicks it the same place to John Reddy. Oh, he's got a nice hole there too. John picked up about 15 on that carry.
Yeah. Seems to just be finding his way through the maze of players. 1st and 10 for Noristown on their own 44.
Somewhere around 44, 43-yard line. Well, you know, Noristown usually returns to a center anyway. They try and bring it up the middle and break it out from there. Well, this is the second time we've seen the solid set in the backfield. And they come with a straight power to Johnny Johnson. He's able to bounce it outside. He picks up about 8 yards on the carry, maybe 9.
He's been having a very good game so far.
He's a good runner. He's back next year. I think Coach Grove's going to be very happy. He has almost his whole backfield back.
These during sometime during the game.
I will let you do that.
Okay.
I'll put your names.
All right.
So we got a 2nd and about 2 for Noristown at about midfield. And once again, he come out in that solid set, which is a modified wishbone with all 3 backs in the backfield. And they give it to, is that Butler up the middle? He picks up the 1st down. So we got 1st and 10 across the 50-yard line.
Did you hear a roll of thunder or something in the background, or is that?
I think it's back here in the booth somewhere.
All right.
So it looks like Noristown's got around the 45. Now we got a solid on the right-hand side. You got the tight end identifies your strong side. So when they call it a solid right, that means the tight end goes to the right. And they're going to the air. Corplease is wide open over the middle. That's their pass 81 pattern probably, where they do a quick series in. Both wide outside receivers heads one step and break hard over the middle. And Corplease was wide open for about a 15-yard gain. Corplease has caught about 20, 22 passes this year. I think he's the #1 receiver in the Noristown area.
All right, and that puts the ball on the 28-yard line of WIlliam Tennet.
Well, we are seeing a change here. They're coming with a straight power again.
And there goes Johnson.
Johnson into the end zone. It's a great cutback runner. He went to the right, broke back to the left, went about 35 yards for a touchdown. It's a really nice hold by the line. Good surge.
And 2.5 minutes into the half, Noristown scores again, 21-6. And let's see if they can make it 22.
Well, I think that score should actually say 20.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. It's 20, yes. I'll get the math down.
Well, that's what the scoreboard shows. So obviously they count this as an automatic.
Obviously, the scorekeeper has a lot of faith in the kicker.
No, yeah, now he's corrected. He just went up to 29, then he went back to 21 again.
All right.
That's a big boost for Noristown. You come out, put the ball in the end zone in 2 minutes into the half.
All right, it'll be interesting to see the feeling of momentum that WIlliam Tennet comes out with, because once they are down, and if they're ever going to get fired up in this game, this is the time to do it.
Well, there's a lot of time left. I mean, they don't have to leave the original game plan. If you're down by 2 touchdowns and you got a whole half to go still, it's not like you have to come out throwing the ball. You don't have to panic. So for Tennet, the biggest thing coaches got to worry about is the kids panicking, his coaching staff panicking, say, hey, we got to get a quick touchdown. You got plenty of time to put one on the board, get in the game again. Now for Noristown, they're fired up. They obviously have a lot of emotion, enthusiasm.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a good time to stuff them deep, put another one on the board, and basically pack this game away early.
And we were talking about that idea of momentum from one side to the other. We'll get a feeling of how it's going down on the field. And I'm noticing fans starting to come back into the grandstands. Once again, not a lot after all that rain, but we are having some fans come back on.
Prowse delivers one down to about the 20-yard line. There's Corpley's on the original hit. If you ever watch 21 come down the field on a kickoff, he's like a wild man. Jay Corpley's. He's been on the bomb squad for the last 2 years. It always seems to be where the ball impacts.
All right. This being a homecoming game, let's mention some of the seniors. We've got Alan Adams, one of the seniors on Noristown's football team. Brian Allen, Willie Anderson, Juan Beatty, and let's go back down to the play on the field.
Tennet came with a little counter of their own there. I don't think he picked up any yards.
All right, a couple more of the seniors. Jake Corpelise, who Steve was just talking about, who's been on the bomb squad for 2 years. He's also a senior. Ryan Denny, Matt Faust, one of my students, a senior on the team this year. Bill Ford, Greg Giovinco, Russ Hiddle, Preston Howard, Derek Johnson, Tyrone Lane. A tap.
So Tony, we got a 2nd and 9 here. And we got a pass. Looks like Tennet completes it for about an 8-yard gain after the quarterback was pressured and broke the pocket. One of the things I've seen in the last second quarter and beginning of this quarter is the dominance of Norristown on the line of scrimmage, both offensively and defensively. Seems to take a lot of the running game away from Tennet.
All right, 3rd and 3.
Tennet comes out in a one-back set. No, in the eye, excuse me. With a slot left with an eye. And he's not going to get a first down, I don't think.
Maybe a yard out of it, setting up a 4th and 1 situation. With the ball on their own 34, 33.
Well, I'll tell you, he needs about 2 feet for a first down. It looks like he's going to punt. There's a lot of exchange of players out there. Judging by the last couple punts, Norristown should be able to get good field position here. Maybe around 40 or 50-yard line, actually.
And the punter standing on his own 19-yard line.
Damian Jones fields the ball at the 40 and slips. So Norristown gets a 1st and 10 at the 40. There's 7:18 left in the ball game. Norristown with a 15-point lead here, 21-6.
All right, and while they're changing, we have a couple more seniors on the team. Atif Lanier, Garrett Palmer, Jamie Peticchio, Dave Phillips, Scott Pittner, Shondell Richette, James Suber, and Carl Weaver. Some of the seniors in this homecoming game of Norristown High.
Once again, Norristown comes out in that modified wishbone set they run. And they run the straight power once again, so obviously he's got a lot of faith in the surge of the line in this half. Nothing fancy, just hit it off tackle, tackle to tackle.
And picked up about 4 yards?
Looks like 4, maybe 5.
Yeah.
That's key, getting those 4 or 5 yards of first down. Really takes pressure off you. You can throw the ball if you want. gives you a little bit more in the way of your options. There's that counter. Johnny Johnson picks up about 4 on that play. We see a different Noristown team in the second half as far as their offensive sets here. First half, the only time they ran that solid or modified wishbone was the last play of the half. Now they came out and ran every single set here.
And what's the difference in the modified wishbone? We can talk about that after this play.
Now he's coming out with a pro set with an eye. I would assume he's going to run an ISO. And he does, comes right out with Johnny Johnson. And he's going to be really close to first down. Depends on how he marks it.
Yeah, that may even bring out the chain gang onto the field for the first time. I don't...
No, he gave him first down. He has it. Well, basically what you're doing is putting 3 backs in the backfield.
And this is for the modified wishbone.
Right, and there's a lot of different things you can do out of it. You can go to the right, you can go to the left. You got an added blocker on it if you want to run a power. It gives you the ability to run the option with 3 backs in the backfield. It's also a good passing formation. Here comes that counter again, this time Willie Anderson. You find that Coach Grove likes to run a lot of power and counter out of that formation.
4:50 left in the third quarter. Noristown 21, William Tennet 6. Second down, maybe 7 yards to go.
We got 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the quarter.
Yeah, we'll get around to announcing some of Noristown's cheerleaders, some soggy wet cheerleaders tonight, but we'll get around to announcing them before the end of the game.
All right, now Noristown's showing that pro set. They're running another counter. Johnson, the ball popped up, but he was able to catch it again.
Ball just squirted out of his hands. Once again, it's probably, we're into this third quarter now. It's probably pretty wet. Even if they're using several different balls, it's probably a little bit tough to hold on to.
That's going to be a very important thing here, too. Maintaining control of the ball the rest of this game. Give up a fumble, put a team in a decent position. They get themselves a score to get back in the game. So quite obviously, they're going to be concerned about the maintaining control of the ball. And there was some confusion in the backfield for Noristown. They wisely took a timeout.
All right, and Roger Grove comes up onto the field.
Okay, this is Josh Lippy again. I'm going to introduce some of the cheerleaders. Some of the underclassmen: Dolores Egan's, Missy Mazzarella, Tammy Kane, Heather DiPiero, Megan Updike, Lori Lester, Jacqueline McLeanis, Mia Hong, Michelle Dudek, Margie Williams, Christine Montleone, Jen Caparella. Seniors: Tiffany Bush, Wendy Hauser, AJ James, Fawn Downer, Gina Paravati. Co-captains: D'Amica Vaughn and Jill Kinkner, and the captain, Natalie Clipsham. Where would we be without our cheerleaders?
All right, and AJ Jones, one of the first, AJ, one of the first male cheerleaders on the cheerleading squad.
Well, Tony, we got 3rd and 8. Let's see what Noristown does. Will they throw the ball, come back with a draw again? They're lined up in a pro formation with a strong right, and they're throwing.
Oh. Well underthrown. Eric Augustine might have been rushed a little bit, but it's like we were talking about before. It didn't seem like he had enough chance to set and really decide where he wanted to throw the ball.
Well, yeah, it was underthrown, but fortunately it was thrown in an area where there's no one there. And he threw it behind the runner before the runner even broke into his actual pattern. So there wasn't really any chance for the receiver to get the ball. It appeared like the defensive end on the right might have put a lot of pressure on him.
All right. with 4th and 7.
We're going to get a good bounce out of this. There's Corpley. He's going to chase it down to the 1 yard line. Don't roll in the end zone. So Noristown buries Tennet down around the 1 or 2 yard line.
Jake Corpeles grabs the ball, slides into around the 1 yard line.
Looks like about the 1 or 2 they'll plan it at.
Yeah.
The last time down here, on the other side of the field, in the second quarter, I believe Noristown buried him, and Tennet came off tackle with about a 25-yard gain. If Noristown can hold him here, they'll get the ball around the 30-yard line. A chance to put another quick score on the board. It's going to be an important series for Tennet here. Oh, they fumbled the ball. Quarterback snap from center exchange was fumbled. It looks like they got the ball back.
But once again, setting up 2nd and about 11. They lost a yard, and a 2nd and about 11 on their own 1 yard line.
Right about now, William Tennet, coach. This is a really touchy situation, being down around the 1 yard line. If you have to punt the ball, your punter's right on the edge of the end zone. You don't want to have to punt it. Not from the 1. He throws it over the middle, and it's picked off. It looks like Eric Augustine with his 2nd interception of the night takes it in the end zone.
Once again, he seemed to know right where the ball was going to be.
Well, I think what happened was the ball was drastically overthrown. They looked like the tight end right over the middle with a little drop pass, and he overthrew him, and Augustine just picked it up in stride and took it in the end zone.
All right, so Eric Augustine with 2 interceptions today, 1 of them run back for a touchdown. Noristown 27, William Tennet 6, 2:11 left in the 3rd period.
And I don't think Tennet's going to pick up the first victory tonight.
I don't think so, but
so we got 28-6 score with 2 minutes, 11 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
all right, so William Tennet is down right now. What do you think the coach, once again, a brand new coach, what do you think he's going to try doing to rev them up? He's going to have to try getting them moving, doing something. You think he's going to try throwing the ball even more than he has?
Well, he almost has to start throwing the ball. Now, Noristown probably would just keep in the same defense. It's doubtful to go into a prevent defense at this state or this early stage of the game. And Tennet's going to have to come up in the air with the ball. Either that, because they obviously have not been able to break any large gains on the ground. Of course, this is the time as a coach you can just start throwing everything you have in the playbook. Halfback passes, anything
right.
that might work.
That's right.
You got to gamble. I think the big thing for Tennet's coaches this time is not to let the kids lose control and panic and get down on themselves. And for Noristown, it's just keep the heat on. Because at this time, they can't seem to do anything wrong.
Yeah, everything seems to have been working for them. Eric Augustine's having a good night. And with 2:11 left in the 3rd quarter, we might even begin to see some of the other folks coming in off of the bench to play.
Well, I think one of the other things for Noristown is their offensive line has really came out to play in the second half. It has made some huge holes. Well, kicker Bob Rouse obviously put that one on the ground to avoid any kind of real run back.
And also, that's a good choice with the field conditions where they are, because any bobbling of the ball with some of our guys in the bomb squad that are pretty fast, who can get down there, can maybe cause another fumble.
Well, yeah, you know, football bounce is kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime the ball hits the ground like kickoff, it scares a coach to death. You never want to let the ball hit the ground, whether it's a punt or if it's a kickoff. And then if the ball passes 10 yards, it's a free ball, and whoever gets it, it's their ball. Tennet comes up with play action pass, and Noristown's really got pressure on him in the backfield. The tackles made by number 21, Jake Corplease. And
Kevin Greenberg just
24.
about makes it back to the line of scrimmage.
On the tackle for that was Corplease, and he's assisted by number 24, Jermaine Fisher. It's actually getting easier to see the numbers out here too, since the haze is going away a little bit. So we have what, 2nd and 11 here?
Yeah, 2nd and 11.
He's got a completion. He's going to be close to a first down.
I think they're moving the chains. I think they're going to give it to him. First down.
It looked like he just ran a hook over the middle of the field.
All right. 30 seconds left. Clock is running.
Going back to the air again. That's the same play they scored a touchdown earlier. It's going to be picked off this time.
Except it's picked.
That's picked off by Damian Jones.
Now, the difference between the first time that they scored is that Jones did not get beat at all this time.
Well, Jones was not in the ball game talking to the coaches at the time of the first on the touchdown. Now this time, obviously you're thinking pass at this stage of the game. You're not worried about the run as much. So you're definitely going to go back to that zone.
Mm-hmm.
As a defensive back, on every play you got to think pass first, secondary run, so that they don't throw over you. His job is just to get to a center of his zone and don't let anybody get past him.
And that looks like the change of the quarter. We're going to have folks walking back and forth on the field.
But Noristown defensively basically runs a 52 or a 5-2 defense with five defensive linemen and 2 linebackers. And what they usually do is they slide, or what they call a shade with the line. So the line will move down the line depending on the